What's up, BiggerPockets? Alex Felice here. I'm in Washington, D.C. with this incredible BiggerPockets member. You may know him, Joe Asamoah. He has a story that, unlike any other that we're going to tell in this entire series. I'm a BRRRR investor myself. Joe and I linked up back in January, which in 2020 feels like a lifetime ago. He tells me there's a strategy where he does BRRRR. I do BRRRR, but he does BRRRR with $500,000 and better houses. And I said, it can't possibly happen like that. And sure enough, it absolutely does. So I'm gonna introduce you to Joe. I drove all the way to DC to meet him. We're gonna go through this house. I'm gonna show you everything. He's gonna tell you all the numbers. You're not gonna believe them, but they're true.
Everybody, I'm Joe Asamoah. Some people call me Dr. Joe, and welcome everybody to Washington, D.C. Today I'm going to talk about, really do a deep dive into what I call the BRRRR, big city BRRRR with a Section 8 twist. Anyway, who am I? Dr. Joe, Joe Asamoah. I was born in Ghana, and when I was 5 years old, we moved over to England. And I lived in England till about 32 years ago when I came to the US with $100 in my pocket and two suitcases in my hand, knowing one person. Anyway, the gist of it was that I worked a regular job, and like most people do, and my boss, when I arrived in the US, was fired after a few weeks. And so I met up with him for lunch, and he said, no big deal, this is America, these things happen. But whatever you do, Joe, you make sure you have a plan B, because what happened to me could happen to you. And it just so happened this guy had 10 houses, and which to me, I couldn't fathom how anybody could have more than one house. Anyway, he had 10 houses. He says, no big deal, I've got this residual income coming through, and so I'm okay. But you may want to check this real estate stuff out. If you do, then what you want to do, you want to buy the houses and make sure you keep them, don't sell them, because in the end, they will go up in value and you'll be very, very thankful for that. Anyway, the gist of it was that I decided to pursue my real estate dreams based on this story that this guy told me. And lo and behold, I bought my first house, which is a complete and utter disaster. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I learned from that experience and decided to move on. I bought my second house, and then I bought another one, the third house. Anyway, fast forward to 2003, when my rental income for my properties equaled what the money I was making at my job at that time. So my plan B was in place, and I was able to leave my corporate world. Through my 30 years of real estate investing, I've been through 4 real estate cycles. I've been through the good times, bad times, 4 times. I have a pretty good idea, and this is probably going to be the 5th one with this COVID. So I pretty have a good idea how these real estate cycles work. What I do is a business model that works regardless of the real estate cycle. Good times, bad times, it really doesn't matter. It's guaranteed income. The money's coming in regardless if people lose their jobs or what. It doesn't matter. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's go. Become a member of BP must be early years. I mean, it must be at least 8 to 10 years early on. I heard about it through some forum, and I went to the website, checked it out. It looks pretty good. There's good content, good information, and I was really just consuming the information. A lot of good feedback was taking place, and I joined as a pro member, and I've been a pro member for a number of years now, probably at least six years or so. So I'm paying my money. Brandon. The game changer. I was invited to be on the podcast in November of last year, and one of my rental properties here in Washington, D.C. So a lot of people, want to do the BRRRR strategy, but if you're in an expensive market like we are in Washington, D.C., where the cost of acquisition is so high and the cost of labor is high for the rehabs, it's very difficult to cash flow if you want to rent it, but you can get appreciation. But the rent that you get versus what you have to pay out, it really is a mismatch. So to make it work, it's very, very difficult. So what I figured a way was how you can get both cash flow and both appreciation, which is really, as far as I'm concerned, the nirvana of real estate investing. You got an asset that's going to appreciate in value, it can support itself, and over time it will increase, and you also get cash flow as well. So I figured that out, and that's what the BiggerPockets podcast allowed me to do, was to share that to the wider audience. And for whatever reason, it really bloomed and got great feedback, great comments, and a lot of positive reviews. And from then, I have written quite a few articles. I have a live stream on BiggerPockets every other Friday at 3 p.m. I highly recommend BiggerPockets. It's a great community. It's a great place to learn, great place to get education, great place to get content, great place to interact with people of your level, high level, lower level, whichever you want to do. It's just a great community, and you really need to be a part of it and stay part of it as well. Okay, welcome. Come on in. So we're on the first floor now, and the first thing you'll see is the row house. You got the stairs to go up to the second floor, and this is the first floor. What we've done is to pretty much make an open plan, just like what you see in a HGTV program. This is going to be the living room. Over here we have the dining room, and then in the back we have the kitchen. So this is going to be the first floor, and then we go out to the back, and in the back, believe it or not, we do have some off-street parking. Ta-da! Basement. Hey! Okay, this is where most of the activity took place in this house. In the basement, you gotta have a high ceiling, okay? You can't have this low ceiling. This was a low ceiling, so we had to dig down a little bit to get the height. So as you can see, by digging, the basement is not so claustrophobic. Okay, it's pretty good. And what we did, first of all, is to have an entrance here. So this is the basement entrance, and then this is where it gets real interesting. The money is in the number of bedrooms. So before, this had 0 bedrooms in the basement. We created 3 bedrooms in the basement, okay? So this is bedroom number 1. We got the height. We have what we call egress, okay? So there's a window here. In the event of an emergency, people can escape through here. That's the requirement for code. And the third thing that's required for code is to have a closet. So we have a closet here as well, okay? So as far as code is concerned, we got the height, we got the egress window, we have a closet, we also have a bunch of outlets through here. So we're good for bedroom number 1. Come on over. Then we have a bathroom. Every time you have a bedroom, you gotta have a bathroom nearby. So we have a bathroom in the basement, and it's got a shower, a tub, and so forth. This is the HVAC closet. And let's go to bedroom number 2, which is kind of the next thing. We've got a window here, 2 windows, 1 window here, 1 window here, and this is the egress in the event of emergency to go in and out of the basement. Bedroom number 3, hopefully you can see me. Okay, we got the height, we got egress, we've also got a closet behind you, and then we have a bunch of outlets. This one, the code in DC area is that a bedroom officially has to be at least 70 square feet, okay? So when we designed this bedroom has 72 square feet. So we are good. So this upstairs so far is 3 bedrooms downstairs, and then we'll go to the second floor and you'll see the next 3 set of bedrooms. Good? Let's go. Ta-da! Second floor. Oh. So we're now on the second floor. First thing we do, we're gonna enter the master bedroom suite. Here we are. Ta-da! And let's keep on going. We have a bathroom here. This is the common bathroom for the other 2 bedrooms in this house. We also put a skylight there, as you can see, and the skylight gives you natural light. This is where the washer dryer closet is going to be. So now we're in the bedroom number 2. This one is the smallest bedroom in the house, but it's greater than 70 square feet. In fact, this is 74 square feet for DC, so we're good. And then this is bedroom number 3. Same kind of thing. It's a beautiful house, and it wasn't like this when I bought it, but we've transformed it from a ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. And this is a dream come true for a Section 8 voucher holder. Never in their wildest dreams do they think they'll get a chance to live in a gentrifying neighborhood, a house that's HGTV quality grade, and rented from a great landlord, the greatest landlord in the world. But that's all part of the big city BRRRR strategy, which is what it's all about. You're probably wondering, that looks good, but what's the real deal here? What's the numbers look like, okay? I thought you'd ask that question, so I'm gonna give you some numbers, okay? So I bought this house for $522,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. I paid $522,000. I got this house from a wholesaler. The wholesaler brought it to my attention. They've done some business with me before. We negotiated. Ultimately, we agreed at $522,000. So I'll just say for round numbers, make it $525,000. Okay. The rehab. So far, it looks like we're going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be around 200, but let's just say 225. Okay, for the rehab. So the total rehab cost is 225. If you add the 525 and 225, it comes up to 750. Everybody go so far? 525 acquisition, 225 renovation, Add the two together, it comes up to $750,000. Obviously, there's lots of other costs associated with that. You got the cost of closing, you got the cost of acquisition, you got property taxes, you got utilities, you've got insurance, and all those things. But let's just keep it simple, okay, for the purpose of this calculation. So it's $750,000 is my cost of acquisition and renovations, okay? Now, the ARV, this is a gentrifying neighborhood, and it's around, I know you won't believe this, but it's around $850,000 is what houses are going for. This little old row house, 1,600 square feet, $850,000. Isn't that crazy? It is what it is. I'm sure if you live in a high price market, that's just the way it is in these markets. Now, we're going to do a BRRRR strategy. So once the house is done, we're going to refinance. So go to get new financing. Appraisal will come in at $850,000. I was able to find a local lender, commercial lender, who really likes what I'm doing. They're very supportive of my business model in terms of affordable housing, in terms of diversification and things like that. So it's a great local bank, a community bank, and they've agreed to refinance all my properties up to 88% loan to value, okay? So, which is very unusual for a commercial bank at very good interest rates. The last one I did with them was probably a couple of months ago. We got 3.2% interest at 7-year amortized, 7-year loan, amortized over 25 years. So if the bank loans up to 87% LTV, they're gonna borrow me $739,000, okay? I'm in it for $750,000. Okay, so I'm borrowing $739,000. At $739,000, the PI, that's principal interest, assuming a 3.2% interest, amortized over 25 years, comes up to be $3,600. Okay, so it's $3,600 a month is the PI. Obviously, there's other costs like taxes and insurance, which has to be factored in. So I'm just going to assume $700 a month for taxes and insurance. So add those two, $3,600 plus $700, it comes up to $4,300 a month. PITI is $4,300. Wow, $4,300 a month is your PITI. There's no way you can cash flow like that. Okay, now what would this thing rent for? Believe it or not, with a Section 8 strategy, this is a 6-bedroom house, Section 8 in Washington, D.C. The rent is, drum roll, $6,200. $6,200. I know you're having a heart attack. You think you're lying, Dr. Joe. There's no way they're gonna pay that kind of money. No way, Jose. I'm telling you, $6,200. If you don't believe me, you go to the website, you can see for yourself. My expenses are $4,300 a month, PITI. That gives a delta of $1,900. Obviously, you're going to factor something for miscellaneous repairs and so on, but I'm looking for maybe $1,500 a month. My vacancy cost, which is a real most expensive cost, is essentially zero, okay? The tenant that's going to be living here, her portion or his portion is going to be relatively low. Although the rent is $6,200, the tenant's portion is going to be significantly low. It may be several $100, $300, $400, $500. The housing authority pays the other delta. And so it's really a recession-resistant strategy. It doesn't matter if the tenant loses their jobs. All they got to do is go to the housing authority and their rent will go down and the housing authority's portion goes up. And I have a tenant who's going to love this house. They're going to be so thankful that I gave them a chance to live in a beautiful house, in a beautiful location, in a beautiful neighborhood, and close to shopping, recreation, transportation, schools, everything, all the amenities that most tenants are looking for. I'm going to have what I call a tier 1 Nordstrom tenant who's going to be here forever. They have no intention of leaving. I regularly have 5, 10, 15, 20-year tenants. I expect that the family that moves into here will probably be here for at least 10 years, possibly 15 years. And during that time, because of this gentrifying neighborhood, the value is going to increase to more than $850,000 that is today. What I want to do is kind of talk about some lessons learned by doing this for the audience, doing this project. It's a major renovation, but essentially what I realized is that you cannot do this without a team. Okay, that's the bottom line. This is not a one-man show. This is not, Joe cannot do this as an island. You need to surround yourself with a great team. Okay, so who are part of that team? Wholesalers. I told you I found this by, so you need a good core group of deal finders, whether you're wholesalers, real estate agents, brokers, whatever it is, scouts, bird dogs, whatever it is. You need people who can find you these deals. Next thing is important as part of your team is the financing. I told you I got through financing through banks and private investors. Financing is the key. It's a grease that keeps this machine going. Next thing is the renovation. As you can see, we did a major renovation here, turning something from a 3-bedroom to a 6-bedroom. I couldn't do this. I don't hang drywall. I don't do plumbing. I've got to surround myself with the great contractors, and you got to nurture that relationship, which is what I do. I use the same contractors. I've been using them for the last 7 years, and it's developed a very great relationship. So next thing is the relationships with the housing authority. I do Section 8. I see them as part of my team. You got to have relationships with those folks. It's a bureaucracy, so if you know people, if you have people on the inside, they can really help you in navigate some of the bureaucracies that you have to go through. Really, at the end of the day, the biggest asset in addition to the house is the relationship with the tenant. Okay, they're the ones who are generating profits for you. They're bringing cash flow. They're the ones who are staying in your home for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, allowing you to realize the appreciation and the wealth vehicle that this asset has. Wrap it up with some action items that viewers can take as they wrap up this session here. First thing, if you're interested in what we're doing, first thing you need to do is work on yourself. Okay, identify your goals. Are you into appreciation? Are you into cash flow? Are you looking for short-term money, long-term money? These are some of that's the first thing you need. Work on yourself. Take time to education, learn, and then pick an area of focus. I do the big city BRRRR strategy. It works for me. If you're interested in other strategies, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's rehabbing, whether it's all those different strategies, but pick an area, okay? Because you can't be doing all these different things. You'll end up chasing rainbows, I call it, and you end up doing nothing. So pick an area of focus, and then probably the most important thing is to identify a mentor, somebody in your local area who is doing exactly what it is that you're trying to do. Not just doing it, but successfully doing it. That's the difference there. People do it, but not a whole lot of people are successfully doing it. And then after that, get on with it. Get on to your next deal, your first deal, and make it happen. Pull the trigger. It's not going to be easy. You're going to make mistakes, but financial independence is not going to be made by reading a book. At some point, you're going to have to pull the trigger, and you got to have the confidence. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with a mentor. You can make it happen. You can do it. Hopefully I'll give you some encouragement. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to helping you. If I can help you, reach out to me on BiggerPockets and on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to help you if I can. Okay? Hope it helps. Thanks.